Dun, 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 dun. Yeah! Hey everybody, and welcome to the Galactic Seabass channel. This is the Galactic Seabass Podcast number 41. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Sebastian. I am your host now, forever, and always. Really appreciate you tuning into this episode today. Today's episode is brought to you by Liquid Death. They make products. Please consume them. Today I also want to be going into a little bit of an in-depth tutorial to walk you through the Opus social media tool. First of all, thank you so much for being here. This is your first time here. Please do all the YouTube stuff and hit the subscribe button and like it if you like it. And tune in for more. We do this every Thursday. I know it's Friday, however, a lot of stuff to do last night and it sort of bled into today. So you know what? We're here. We're doing this. We're live. I'm here for you guys and I love you very much. My name is Seabass. At least that's what they call me. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. Rock and roll. Like I said, I forgot to queue up one little video. However, that's fine. I'll pull this thing up super fast like. And I really just wanted to thank you so much for being here today. You guys are great at being human beings. And I appreciate everything that you do. I hope that everything in life is going according to plan as much so as it can. And I wish you the best of luck with all the endeavors that you are currently embarking on at this moment in time and in the future. So, alright, I think we're almost there. That is not the right thing. We were so close. Oh my gosh, I have 2 out of the 3 things pulled up right before I started this. I said, make sure that you go in and get this. Is it right here? Is it these ones? You know what? This will work just fine. Okay, so also, I have way too many tabs open. And I don't want anybody like, hey, why you got all those tabs open? That's funny. Okay, let's go ahead and move some stuff around. That thing goes here. And we'll go back to the first thing. And that's me right now. Okay, cool beans. Rock and roll. Alright, so this is what you are going to do. There is a website called opus.pro. And I am even going to do this backwards. That's how much I have faith in this system. So the front page is going to look like this. I hope you guys can see this. I don't have the podcast technology yet to do the screen on the other screen yet. We are filming this live off of my phone. Okay, so you got this website right here, right? This is Opus. Now, all you need to do is go over and find a YouTube video. For instance, we're going to use the last episode of the podcast. Copy that, and then just go back over here to, I believe it was this one. Nope, it was this one. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to drop that little guy in the bar. So hit, paste. And in one clip, you can get all your clips. Now, what it's going to do is put you into a little queue system where it's currently, doing all the work for you. This was a 47-minute episode, so it's going to do all 47 minutes. And then once it's done, it'll send you an email, little notification to let you know you're done. And it'll have curated all these clips for you. Now it'll give you a little ranking on how it thinks it will interpret it in social media, a little title, a little synopsis, and there's all kinds of stuff to choose from. They'll make a whole bunch of options for you. You can go in and like the ones you like, and then post the ones you'd like to post. If you go ahead and pay for the pro system, you can edit the fonts, edit the clips, and edit the words. Sometimes it doesn't get all the words correct 100% of the time. Still a really, really cool system and tool for anybody that's doing any kind of like a podcast. Basically all the social media that I've used so far for this thing has been through Opus, so I just wanted to go ahead and thank them for their technological revolution. Because yeah, it's a game changer versus going in and editing it all yourself and then formatting it to the rectangle, vertical format, and it's a lot of work. So thank you so much for having that tool available. And yeah, enhance your streaming experience. That's the title of the first video that it gave me. Anyway, so that's super fun. Now, welcome to today. Today is Friday, February 23rd. We have about a week left in February. It is a leap year this year, so we're going to number 29. So some people will finally have a birthday. They've been waiting several years for it. Isn't it weird I met somebody who was 40 years old, but technically they were 8. Just One of those things. Or 10 or 9. I don't remember. I think I did my math wrong there. It's been a lot of sleep-deprived nights. But we are working, and we're trying to get stuff done, make sure that we survive in this cold, cold world. And yeah, that's life. We're rocking. We're rolling, baby. Here we are. Thank you so much for tuning in. We had a few things I wrote down I wanted to talk about today. Yeah, we're here and doing this. I am just realizing now that I don't have exactly as much energy as I thought I did when I started. However, that's okay. Got to go ahead and rock and roll. So we're here. Let's go ahead and tune in. If anybody would like to chat with me in the chat box, you can go ahead and say hello. Say anything that you'd like. Ask me a question. I'll just say, ask away, and put a smiley face. All right, cool. Ask anything you'd like, and I will go ahead and answer live. We are here. We are in Ocean Beach, California. Been in California over 10 years now. A third of my life has been spent in the Sunshine State. And it's funny, all the dreams that I had are very media related, and the fact that I didn't go to Los Angeles just blows my mind sometimes. But hey, that's it. That's life. Here we are. We're rocking. We're rolling. I think we're about to get in. I haven't updated this book since I did my last set on Wednesday. We went ahead and did some comedy at U31 in North Park, which was pretty cool. That bar was the first bar I ever did karaoke at. I remember I turned 21 that day, went in, signed up for the song Jumper by Third Eye Blind. It was a wireless mic, so I remember walking around the whole venue. Wish you would step back from the ledge, my friend. That was sort of the Jim Carrey version, but anyway, it was fun. And at the end, I slammed my beer, or whatever drink I had. I threw the mic down, and I walked out of the bar. Excuse me, that was funny, because my friends weren't old enough to get in, so they were waiting outside for me, and I really wanted to do karaoke. So shouts out to Sam, and your ex's name that I won't say because you're my buddy. Anyway, yeah, we did some comedy. I guess the last one we did, is that really it? We did Template on 2/14. That would have been a Tuesday. And then Friday, we didn't go to Mic Drop, and there wasn't anything else scheduled. So yeah, the next one we did was Wednesday, U31. Should that be the last one on this crazy page? Or should I start a new page? I think I'll just go ahead and start a new page. All right, we're gonna draw a little arrow, do a little 3D arrow. There we go. We drew a little arrow. I don't remember if you would see anything from that angle. I don't think you would. Yeah, I don't want to mess it up. I'll mess up my 3D dimensions. So that one was number... All right. Set. Tracker. Part 2. What day is today? Ah, yes. 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. All right, cool. Now we can go ahead and mark it. So that was number... No, on the bed. We have 2 new dogs in the neighborhood, and Ollie's very whiny. On the bed, bud. Good job. All right, cool. So that was number 467. Wow, that's so crazy. And I believe that was on the 21st. Yep. 2/21 at U31. That was a book show. So I'll head and start it off with a star. Then the next one will be 468. Oh, I get it. The dogs are outside playing. Maybe I could ask if he could join. So that would really help me out. I'm going to take a little brief pause in this episode to see if that's a possibility. Gonna go ahead and just give me a second. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hey, do you mind if Ali joins you? Or, all right, go for it. All right, cool beans. Let me know if he's too much. All right, cool. That's cool. He's going to play with the little puppy. They have a little Dalmatian that just got brought in. It's so crazy. My neighbor is a yoga instructor, and one of the clients just brought a dog and said, "Does anybody want a puppy?" And now they have a new puppy. So hey, there's a plane. Shouts out and cheers to little Domino. Welcome to the neighborhood. And then right across the street, there's a little dog named Scooby. And he looks kind of like Scooby-Doo, which is kind of fun. So, hey, what's up? We got a homie in Chile. Bien vendidos, mi amigo. Rock and roll. Welcome to the channel. Good to see you again. I've been saying venidos for forever. And I found out as bien vendidos. Right? Oh my gosh, my Spanish is off. Bien vendidos. I think. Hey, feliz cumpleaños. Oh, that's cool. Rock and roll. That's it, baby. We are here in Ocean Beach, San Diego. Dogs are out playing. It's basically a little zoo outside. It's nice to be in this little neighborhood. I've got a whole bunch of crazy bills to take care of, but that's life. That's how it happens. So if you're watching this, if you would like to support the channel, we have a new Patreon. Only $2 a month gets you exclusive access to behind the scenes content, exclusive comedy sets, and a whole bunch of cool other stuff. So it's in the description below. $2 a month. Thank you so much for rocking and rolling with me. You guys are the best. Heck yeah. All right, we got Dark Hills in the mix. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Rock and roll. This is the Galactic Seabass channel, podcast episode 41. We're happy to be here today. Getting a little bit of a consensus going on. Welcome to the world. It's a crazy one, that it is. And, made it this far. Happy to be here. And we made it to a new page in our set tracker. It's actually pretty exciting. 467 times we've done comedy so far. And, just keep on going. So tonight there is an open mic at Mic Drop, and that could be 468. And there we go. We're just making moves. And I believe I had a pen that I keep in this little holster right here very exclusively. I like to have that there for sure. Oh man, so cool. South Dakota and Chile. We got South America and South Dakota. That's so sick. Rock and roll. Oh man. There's another plane. Hey, salute everybody. Oh, that's awesome. Really happy you guys are here. It's a good day. It's a great day. Bills are overwhelming, and sometimes life seems like it's a little bit too much, but hey, we make it through, and as long as you're breathing, you got something to be grateful for. And boy, oh boy, I have a lot to be grateful for here. I live in one of the coolest cities ever. It's hard to appreciate sometimes, but I took a walk the other night with my dog, and just felt so good to be out in nature and just walking on the sands at night, enjoying the waves and the moonlight. And by golly, it was beautiful. And it's a lot to be grateful for. So I just have to remember that. That is so cool. And I just remember my ankle hurts really bad. And I have an ice pack in the freezer. I need it. So I'm grabbing it. Oh boy. I don't know why. I think just the lack of movement in my life has led to me being in severe amounts of pain at times, which is crazy. I don't know. I had muscle atrophy from driving to Texas because I had my leg all worked up in a way that I'm not used to. And that's just super unfortunate. So hopefully this one's not too crazy. Go ahead and we'll get better real soon. Just want to go for a bike ride. My ankles are sort of necessary to ride bikes. I think if I'm not mistaken, I believe that this fella Dark Hills was the if it's Nate, let me know if that's you, because I went on a trip one time with these guys to a BMX competition in Nebraska, And I think all of us got broke off by the end of the trip. One guy snapped his ankle and had to get surgery. I basically broke my foot in half. I didn't actually break it, but I bent it the wrong way. And maybe Chris got out alive. I don't remember. Yeah, that was one heck of an ordeal. That was a fun little competition. That was the very first corn hucket jam in Nebraska from Nowhere BMX, and yeah, they definitely blew up. They have a really cool compound facility. It's free to the public. So go check it out if you're in the Nebraska area trying to ride bikes. Yeah, that dude Carl is a pretty OG man. Dude's a legend. And yeah, it was fun. Remember I tried to drop in surfer down a roll-in. Not like with my hands off, but I definitely stood on the frame and rolled in. That was fun. That was super dumb. What a fun time, honestly. Yeah, it's pretty good. Nope, not me. Okay, rock and roll. My bad. Well, that guy, yeah. So, I always thought you were this guy Nate. Yeah, he was just kind of like a bigger dude, and he didn't ride all weekend. He was like the team manager. He took one. He just started. He was a mini ramp. He was in the middle, and he just was riding it like up and down. He made it 2 rotations on the second when he put his foot down and just gone, and it was really bad. So he had to get emergency surgery, and that was a crazy trip home, I'll tell you what. But yeah, I think I was 18 years old. That was right before I took off for California. That was nuts. That was a crazy trip. Yeah, that was right before I left. I turned 19, and then I had some money saved up to try to get down here. I think I had like $700-800, and my brother at the time was seeing this girl in, they were like in high school or whatever, and she lived 15 miles away, so he was sneaking money out of my savings box in my closet and taking taxis 15 minutes out and back like a couple times a week. And yeah, there was a lot less money by the time I looked, and he fessed up, and it was just when it came make or break, actually time to go to California and go work at Woodward. I had a choice. I didn't really have that much money, so by the time I actually left for San Diego when I got here, I think I had $300 or less, and that's how much I started my whole journey with. And it was over 10 years ago, which is nuts. I can't believe I made it this far. So, shouts out to California. This place is awesome. So many memories over the years. Oh, I feel like we've done so much. That is so cool. Hey, rock and roll. Yeah, it's a good time, man. We really did it. When I moved here, I had this bucket list dream to be in a movie. And when I say a movie, like a feature film, I want to be in a feature film with my name in the credit and everything. The credit, like the single credit in the credits. Little brain hiccup there. Anyway, so I don't know if anybody knows this about me. I am a huge cinephile. I absolutely love movies. Movies are one of the biggest influences in my life. I always tell people that one of the reasons I moved to California is because of 5 pieces of cinema, and not in order. Those are Lords of Dogtown, Rocket Power, Tenacious D, Anchorman, and oh, don't do this to me, brain. Not now. We're on a live podcast. Anchorman, Lords of Dogtown, Tenacious D, Point Break, and Rocket Power. That's it. Those are my 5. Those are, surf culture, BMX culture, movies, skating, just California quintessential. And that's what I grew up on. I wanted, to learn how to surf. And catch big waves. And I did that. I mean, I caught a few. I haven't surfed in a long time, but I've definitely gone out there and paddled out in days where I shouldn't have, and walked away, I remember one of my craziest memories surfing was I was out at, it's called Burnt Poop, without saying poop. Anyway, it's just this big rock. Like it's a kind of a anti-peninsula, and then out maybe like 100 yards is this huge 150-foot spire rock that just goes off into the sky, and there's a whole bunch of bird poop on top. And one time somebody put a mermaid up there, which is crazy. I still don't know how they did it. It was awesome. This doll, life-size doll mermaid thing. That was beautiful. Anyway, so I was paddling out there one day, super big waves, heavy set, like every 5-10 seconds, just. And I remember I was out there and I got rocked on one. I just got thrown off and like the board flew. You shouldn't ditch your board, but I lost it. And then by the time it got pushed out to the wave, it broke off my ankle. Like my quick release thing was still on my leg, but the cord got ripped out of it. So the board flew into the rocks. It was gone, and I'm just out there getting pounded by these waves, just over and over. Every time I go up, like I finally get up to the surface to get a breath, I look over and gone. And so I'm swimming for my life, and I start to realize when you're in like a panic situation, you start to get this muscle anxiety or whatever, because I'm a very well trained swimmer. I've been swimming my whole life, and all of a sudden I feel like my arms were just frozen and I couldn't move. And one of my buddies paddles over. He says, "Do you need help?" And I said, "Yeah." And I just grabbed his board and held on for life. And then by the time I got out to the shoreline, my board was in the rocks. It was all trashed. And I look up, there's maybe 100 people, 2 fire trucks, 3 ambulances, a cop car. Everyone thinks I'm going to die. I didn't even realize it was like a situation, but I was definitely the sight that day. So there's probably a video out there somewhere if anybody has it. And yeah, ever since then, my board's gotten so waterlogged every time I go out. There's so many dings in it. So I've done all these really sketchy repair jobs, but they have not sufficed to what I need. So I need a new board, honestly, if I want to go out there and get wet again. I have a foamy, but it's not the same. I love my 9-footer. It's so sweet. Oh man, let's check some of these comments. Yeah, you make YouTube videos too? That's awesome. Keep that up. We're at, this is video 373, I think. But we hit 5K. We're almost 5.1, baby. Thank you so much for all the love. One day this podcast will have thousands of people watching it live. That'd be sick. Yeah, I think going live is the answer. Kind of risky, but it's fun. Hey, everyone watching, show some love. Thank you so much for showing the love. I appreciate that. Nobody's hit the like button yet, by the way. Unless my computer's glitching. It says 0, though. That's funny. Gold Seeker. I do. Yeah, let's get some gold, baby. Usborne Poway. That's where I started my journey. Yeah, so after Woodward, my neighbors, or my roommates from camp, the very first day of camp, this was one of the funniest moments ever, because we're 3 weeks in. There's 3 weeks left. My scheduled time is done. The camp says that, Seabass, you're good. We had a good time. Thanks for working here. You gotta go. And I said, "Oh, but I don't want to go back, and I literally don't know how to get to San Diego. Can I please stay? I will do anything." And they said, "Nope." So basically, I just told them, "Look, if there's any kind of fill-in position that pops up last minute, let me know." Anyway, this kid, don't know who he is. Shouts out to whoever you are. I never got your name, but you missed your bus, and you weren't going to make it. So I ended up getting a new job. That's when I became a real BMX instructor instead of just like the on-site instructor, or on-site supervisor. I'm not really sure which one it was, but basically like I was a lifeguard for a skate park. And it wasn't as much fun as being there with the kids and teaching them how to do the tricks and watching them when they succeeded and being able to be like, "Yeah, you did it." And there's some kids that I have on my Instagram, follow each other, that it's been 10 years now, but they're really good. They blew up, and it's really cool to see. I'm proud of that. So shout out to Jacob, one of my favorite dudes. Love your progression. Anyway, so that dude misses bus, and so the very first day of the last 3 weeks, and my roommates who are going to live there and then eventually show me the way to San Diego. Okay, listen, back in the day, Hilltop was crazy. It was a little bit of a mayhem center. So I was, chiefing on the Chiba in my room, like literally in the room. And I fell asleep with the piece in my hand, and I passed out on the bed. And one of my new roommates would come up. His name's Ate. He walked in, he saw me, and then he walked back down to the car to tell Willie, like, "Yo, dude, our roommate is sick." And they go back up, and apparently I woke up from my nap with piece in hand, and I said, "Hey, you guys want some?" And that was the first thing I said, and then I asked them where they're from. And they said, like, yeah, sure, dude, cool. Then 3 weeks went by, it was over, and I was serious, but nobody else thought I was. Apparently, I found out years later a bunch of people were talking mad smack on me because they thought, oh, this kid's crazy, he's gonna move to San Diego, like, what a nut. And, but I did, and so on the last day, I didn't have a GPS, right? I didn't have, like, a phone service. I had a flip phone that could call people, and then I had a smartphone that could use Wi-Fi, and that's all I had, and so I didn't have the directions. And I told them, can I follow you? So I ended up following them all the way back, but they lived in Rancho Bernardo. So I'll never forget, we got off on Pomerado on the 15. There was a Sprouts. We parked in the parking lot, and they both said, like, yo, dude, we both have lives and stuff, and our families are home and want to shower and go chill. So skate park's that way. Good luck. And I was stuck in Poway for 2 weeks before I ended up finding San Diego, like the beaches and downtown. I didn't see that for a minute. It was pretty funny. Oh my gosh, there was this one time, I'll never forget this. I was scared of the highway system. I didn't realize how interconnected they all were. And I got on a highway and I realized it was the wrong one, or I was going the wrong way or something. And I was one of those like roundy guys that kind of woo all the way on the highway. And I maybe made it like 200 yards, got scared, put it in reverse and backed out. And I remember cars coming behind me like, wow! Woo! That was dumb. Oh my gosh. I didn't even think I had insurance. I had like a photoshopped insurance card. Oh man. That was crazy. Hey Andy, good to see you, man. Yeah, you'd surf Huntington. I never surfed Huntington. I do like Huntington. I like the whole NorCal scene. Or that's not really NorCal, it's just like North South Cal. North SoCal. That's stupid. Pitchily moo. That was cool. I pictured an emu in my head before too. Surfing, music, and psychedelics. That's it. Never heard of any one of them. Rock and roll. Oh man, I do like to surf the pier here though. I love the pier spot, and I did find out recently, if you're going to be in the San Diego area on April 6th from 2 to 5, there's going to be a presentation at the Liberty Station Conference Center about what we're going to do with the pier. The pier is one of the most iconic symbols of this town. It, has brought me many great moments. It's how I got on the news with that surf clip. I remember riding down it on my skateboard and taking my dog and riding my bike and looking at the water from the other side and seeing the cityscape from the ocean view on top. It's just wonderful, and I really hope that we're able to get that back, because that thing is important to all of us here in this town. I know that for a fact. By golly, I do love that pier. It's the longest outgoing concrete pier in the world, and the second longest pier in California, I believe. Might be the fourth longest on the West Coast, but the longest outgoing concrete. So it's not like the crazy wood where it's just smooth. Oh man, it's so nice. So there's a cafe at the end of it, and it ends in a little T, so you can go left or right and check out either the cliff side or the city side. It goes all the way up to Pacific Beach and around to Mission, and I miss it. Tried to sneak out there a few times. It's really scary though. You have to walk outside this fence like 100 feet above the ground, and if you slip, you die. So, one of those things, baby. And oh yeah, good old Riverside and Corona. One of those is definitely. Man, that name got tarnished. Oh boy. Poor Corona. That's okay. Anyway, so we talked about that. I would love to see you all at this meeting. I will be there. I plan on writing a huge speech being like, hey dude, I'm Seabass. I do the bike surfer thing on the pier. Yes, is it illegal? Absolutely. However, it's the greatest moment I've ever known. Shaka, or whatever. Excuse me, I got a parking ticket parking in a spot that I was allowed to park in, and I contested it, and they still gave it to me, so I gotta pay that. If anybody wants to Venmo me $52.50 to pay that ticket, that'd be badass. My Venmo's in the description. Alright, like I was saying earlier, I am a bit of a movie connoisseur, and by golly, I like movies. Ever since I was a little kid, I started to go off into that little tangent about California movies that got me to come here. But yeah, I've watched movies my whole life. I like comedies, I like dramas, I like thrillers, I like suspense, I like, things that are kind of like foreign and inverted and strange and cryptic. And I like horror movies, and I just like them all. I like kids movies, I like animated movies, I like Japanese manga movies. I love all that stuff. All American animation is just anime. We'll talk smack on it, but if you like The Simpsons or Family Guy or South Park, you like anime, okay? Deal with it. Get over it. You're a weeb. Blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, I watched a bunch of movies this week and last week, and I wanted to go over some of them and give some little synopsis to see if anybody's, interested in seeing some of these films. So, we're going to start down this list. Anyway, first up is Leo, starring Adam Sandler and Bill Burr, who subsequently play a lizard and a turtle. Plot's super fun. They both are class pets that have been around since, the 50s or whatever. And, time's getting on. And Adam overhears that lizards only live to 75 years old. And he realizes that he's 74. He wants to go out and live his life. So, starts to go home with all these kids and, he talks to them and gives them advice. We're giving away a little bit of the movie, but not a lot. Just go watch it. It's a great film. Anyway, my problem with it is that the whole time, Adam Sandler, he talks like he's doing his accent the whole time he's in the movie. This accent of this lizard that's kind of old and crazy. This crazy lizard. Almost sounds like a Patrice O'Neal voice. Like a Patrice O'Neal doing a bit. And Bill Burr is just regular Bill Burr the whole time. It's just yeah, I'm a turtle. So what? Yeah, okay, I could talk. Here, I could do all the same things you could do. Whatever. It's just classic Bill Burr. It's just fun to see, why didn't Adam just be Adam? Or Bill didn't do a voice. There's just questions I have. Were they in the studio together? Because if they were both together and Bill's doing the regular thing, I'm doing this crazy voice. We're in a title. I just wish I could see some footage about the colonization of Mars, where we've kind of figured out, some pretty good. I think they're using, who's that dead guy? They're using not Hawking. Was it Hawking? Who wrote that book? It was 10 Secrets to the Universe or whatever, or my 10 theories before I die. I don't remember. Anyway, there was this smart guy that wrote a book, and he talked about the idea of space travel being possible through the idea of a warp system, where you could use these sort of when you're in a race game and you reach a checkpoint, or it's a mix of a checkpoint and a fast travel. When you hit those little arrows, it go, they zoom you. So you travel through this and it'll go, pew, 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 and you just kind of build this line, a very straight line, and hope nothing gets in your way. And that's the fastest way that we're going to be able to transport to deep space. Anyway, they figured out the system to get these, giant, a cruise level on crack up to Mars. And it's supposed to take 3 weeks. A screwdriver or whatever hits their fuel source, and they have to ditch it. So they have no fuel, and they go off course. And they're drifting through space. They need to find a celestial body to use the gravitational force to warp them around and get them back on track. However, that doesn't happen for a while. So now people on the ship are going crazy, and basically, I don't know. It was a cool film. It was fun to watch. It got scary. Eventually, things get kind of dark. But the ending of it really confused me. I didn't really understand what was happening. And then if anybody wants to watch it and then come back and leave a comment, the last scene of it just didn't really sit right. I didn't know if I don't want to give away spoilers, but I couldn't tell if it was Earth or if it was Another plan. Anyway, that one's like the ending threw me off so bad. I'm gonna give that one a 4.5 out of 10. Um, we got the unbearable weight of massive talent, starring Nicolas Cage. That movie was pretty fun. Fun to watch Nicolas play a role where he's just himself. What's kind of fun is that his first role was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. His name in the credits is Nicholas Coppola. That's his real name. He changed it afterwards, and it's fun to see this guy like play himself. Basically, a bunch of South American drug lords really like his movie, and they bring him out to like do a private party, and he's getting paid a bunch because his career's kind of in the toilet or whatever, and he gets to be a spy, and it's super fun. Pedro Pascal is really funny, and there's a scene where they both take LSD and they're driving down the highway, and that's where that meme comes from, where he's like, and the other guy's like, it's yeah, I don't know. I like seeing a meme in the wild. You know, that was a really cool one to watch. Next up, I watched both of the Kingsmans. We got Kingsman Secret Service, then Kingsman The Golden Circle. Really fun to watch. I like Wishlist Tom Holland. That guy's super cool. Yeah, it was a fun movie to watch. Great acting, really good violence. My one problem with it is in the second movie, basically everybody develops this virus, right, from taking recreational drugs, whether it's cannabis or cocaine or heroin or anything, you know, in that little list. This lady basically has the monopoly on drugs or whatever. So anybody that uses it ends up developing this deadly virus, and the only way to get the cure is if all drugs are legalized, and she's granted full immunity. So that way they can like take this black market business and turn it into like a real market business. And what happens? We're getting a static signal here. Could just be the laptop. Let's go ahead and get this charge going. Anyway, so this thing starts going around. Everybody's starting to get sick. And so America, the president's a real butthole, and he says, oh, you know what? I'll just let all these people die, because then I'll end the war on drugs, and I'll get rid of all these drug users. So win, win, win. And obviously a lot of people have problems with that, but the only problem that I have with this part of the movie is basically they put all these people in cages, right? And go watch the scene. They are stacked in cages, like 100, 200 cages high. And eventually the virus gets to the point where your eyes pop and you puke blood. It's like, bleh, like that part's gross. Anyway, people also have to go to the bathroom, and they're in these cages for days. And they, at the end of it, when they get the like, there's, you know what, I'll give it away. They get the antidote. It's, you know, because the good guys win. So like they get the antidote, and all these people are walking out, and they're just like, oh yeah, that was great. Like, what? That part threw me off. So the first one, I'm gonna go 7.5 out of 10, and the sixth one, I gotta go with a 6.5 out of 10. Also, fun fact, I believe my Mormon grandparents came over. Last time I ever saw them was a Christmas vacation, one of the worst Christmas vacations ever. These are some of the worst. They say they're Mormon, but they're actually sadists. They came over and promised to take my little brothers shopping to get some Christmas presents. In the meantime, they let my mom and I pamper them. Well, most of my mom was pampering them because she was trying to like make up for the fact that her mom is a terrible person, and she's a good lady. So she let my mom take them out on like, she has a step husband or like a step grandpa. They were going on dinner dates and went to the movies and got all these presents. They didn't get anything for us. They were rude the entire time, and then at one point we watched this movie, and there's a bunch of swear words in it, and they were just like looking down on us, and it's so rude. They ended up leaving early to go to another one of my aunts or uncle's house, and then they bought all the kids new cars. Like, new cars. And it's just like, you guys suck, dude. You know, being a black sheep is kind of tough sometimes. One of those things. So you gotta roll with it. That's the name of the game. But yeah, I don't like that lady at all. So it is what it is. Remember when I turned 8 years old? I went to this Christmas party, and when I showed up, I didn't know this. My mom wasn't allowed inside, so only my little brother and I got to go in and, see like this giant family gathering, even though she had to wait in the parking lot. And I remember I was a little kid, so I was excited about presents, but it wasn't Christmas yet. It was a few days to go. So I went out to my grandma and I said, "Hey, Grandma," I think I called her Gammy. "Hey, are there any presents for us?" And I never forget. She went, "Oh, sweetie, we didn't think you were coming, so we returned them." And we're just like, "What? That was mean." So that year, when they came and they were super rude, the present they gave me was a black and white photocopy of a Christmas card they sent out the year I was born. And I threw it away because that's a useless item. And my grandma found it in the trash and went like, "Oh my gosh, did he misplace this?" My mom said, "No, that's useless. He's a grown man. Doesn't need that." Hello.
Sorry to bug you.
You're good. What's up, neighbor dude?
I'm looking for somebody named Sebastian.
That would be me. Oh, you're the dude. Sorry, I'm on a live podcast. We're gonna just live in the fourth dimension in the meantime. You can watch this loading screen. Hey, what's up, dude?
How's it going?
This is gonna be some interesting dialogue.
Sorry to barge in.
No, you're good. Come on in, brother. There's no way to pause this thing. Is he still playing with those kids? Okay, cool. Are you guys done? Ollie. That's my old. Ollie. Come on.
So cute.
Oh, this is it.
This spot is sick.
Oh, this spot's cool, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what I should do. Here you go.
Yeah, I'd say you don't have a power cord. I'll figure
That's
that
it.
out.
But here's this thing.
Thanks.
That thing. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sweet.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, my name's Sebastian, by the way.
Miles, yeah.
Nice to meet
Yeah,
you.
you
You're
too.
welcome.
I live on Niagara.
Oh,
Just
you're
like-
right there,
There's
dude.
a bunch of cottages right next to the pier there.
Cool.
I just moved in there.
Yeah, we
like
just
2 months
talking
ago.
about the pier. We're actually doing I don't know if you knew this, but we're doing, on April 6th, there's going to be a presentation at the Liberty Station Conference Center about whether
nice.
they're going to keep it alive or not.
Oh wow, okay. April 6th.
from
I gotta
2 to
remember
5.
that. Yeah.
April 6th. Are you going to take a picture of this?
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, dude, no worries. I was literally just talking about it.
Yeah, I'm in the little cottages just right on the edge there, so we're
Cool.
not looking forward to the demolition, but
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think this is what they're deciding on, whether to demolish or to
Oh.
revamp it. So
Okay.
you gotta figure that.
how long have you been in this spot?
7 years? I
Nice.
think so.
Cool.
In June, I used to be at Ebers and Del Monte.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
Sunset and Del Monte, and then, just this couple, and it didn't work out. Got this spot, just me.
Sweet.
That's pretty much it.
Sick, man.
And,
Yeah.
rock and roll. And then if you got any issues,
There's
like,
the cash.
go in, so thanks, Jake.
Yeah, get a power
Cool,
cord.
all
Figure it
10.
out.
So badass.
Get around OV.
Send you a link. Yeah, rock and roll, man. Have you ever seen a dude surfing his bike? That's me.
Surf what?
Like, I stand on top of my BMX bike right there.
Oh, cool.
If you ever
Okay.
see that, like, it used to be the pier, now it's
Sweet.
like the cliffs downtown.
Bye.
Bye, Ollie.
Ollie, you're so cute.
Oh, yeah, and that's Andy, too.
Oh, I met Andy.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so
Take
much,
care.
man.
Yeah,
Nice to
thank
meet
you.
you, bro.
Take care.
And drive safe.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Doug.
All right, rock the roll. All right. Room. And that's it. All right, cool. Well, this is the first podcast I ever made money on, so that's pretty cool. Rock and roll. All right. That was sick. All right. Shouts out to Kelly for finding that in the alley. All right. All right. Looks like it. My computer froze for a little bit, so let's see some questions. Love Nick Cage. Absolutely rock and roll. Before I get into your last question, there is one more movie that we saw I want to talk about. Now this movie was called Everest. Came out in 2015. I know absolutely nobody in the cast, but it was a phenomenal film. Should say, and it was a phenomenal film. That one's for Caleb. Anyway, it's a story of the 1996 Outdoor Adventure Club. I believe that's what they were called. And up to this point, I think only like 9 people had died on the mountain. So it's like a 12-person group or something like that. And basically, things start to go haywire because this one guy named Doug was taking too long, and he almost made it. And he really, like, to be fair, I don't know what it was actually like that day, but they did make it seem pretty close. Like, this dude basically made it to the top. You could see it, and so he did it because he convinced the leader guy. This is the sad part. This leader guy, his name's Rob. He's like, all right, dude, listen, you can't do it. It's over. It's a wrap. And he's like, no, dude, I gotta get to the top, man. Like, come on, man. I'm never gonna do it again, man. And it's like, he's like, all right, let's go. And so it takes 2 hours to go up and do this and then get back down. But then a storm comes in. And so the whole rest of the group is like making moves down the mountain. And like, Doug's slow. Doug is just useless. So he's trying to push Doug the whole way. This guy basically is manhandling Doug halfway down the mountain. And then gets to this point where you really gotta like be on the edge and kind of walk your way. And Doug just gives up. He unclips and falls. And it's like, come on, Doug. You wasted all that time and then you just died. You know? And so basically, the next guy, he was down there like with the rest of the group too. Somebody had to go back up and bring this dude some oxygen. So he's like, you know what? I'll do it. He goes back up and sits with the homie, tries to save him, but he's still stuck where he is. And then the storm comes in. Eventually, homie's like, I'm hot, and takes all his clothes. I'm giving away a lot of spoilers here, but he takes all his clothes off and he just falls off the mountain. And this dude's like, oh, my homie, like, ah! And he's just stuck. He can't go anywhere. There's no oxygen. He's just like dead inside. And so he gets a phone call from his wife. And the guy with those old phone, that was really good continuity. Anyway, it was sad. He's like, yeah, you know, baby girl, I'd like to name her Sarah. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, I don't think I'm gonna get to meet her. And it's so sad. Like, And then, like, I'm not giving this part away, but there is a surprise ending that I never saw coming. I thought, no way, dude. No way. But he did. He did it. By golly, homie made it. Wow, that is just an incredible adventure. Shouts out to the Outdoor Adventure Club, and rest in peace to all the souls that still lie on Everest today. You know, there's this quote I've read so many times in my life. It's like, everybody on Everest was at one point an extremely motivated individual. And you know that, yeah, it's true. That really is like true to a sense. You have to take so much work to like go to Kathmandu and then go to Nepal and then like go to base camp and then start climbing. It was cool. Base camp totally gave off like Burning Man vibes, which was pretty fun. I gave a ride to a burner earlier, which I hadn't done in a long time. I picked her up in this really nice house in La Jolla. She's flying to Denver for the night to go to a Burning Man party. Like, some people just live in another universe. I don't know what that's like. Anyway, yeah, like, it was fun to meet somebody like that. And then the next ride was just like some young Asian girl, just giving her a ride, looked like a Indian Velma or something. And she's pretty silent for like 10 minutes of this thing, and then out of nowhere she says, hey, do you know where I can get some ketamine? It's like, what? No. You're lucky I'm cool, like, because you can't say that stuff in a rideshare. And secondly, like, I know what I look like, but that's not very nice. I didn't like that. Like, I don't know. Probably, but no. Not if you ask like that. Crazy lady. Oh, man. Wonder what happened. How long are we into this thing? I have no idea. We're rocking, we're rolling. Everybody's on the podcast. Hey, 2 people alive. Thanks for being here, everybody. We're 49 minutes, 59 seconds in. Now we're at 50 minutes. 50 minutes! Kind of want to go for a bike ride at some point. It's 5:20. So that would leave us about 10 minutes left to get through this little thingamajiggy. See what else happened this week. Oh my gosh. So I have a chimenea that I got gifted from my neighbor. I've had it outside my house for a while. Excuse me, and the other night I decided I was going to fill it up with dry brush. excuse me, and light that bad boy up. However, there's a tree outside that has a lot of the dry brush that I used to fill it up with, and by the time the flames were soaring through the top of it, I realized it was this far from the tree, and if that tree had gone up, boy oh boy, I would have burned the complex down. So I'm really grateful that didn't happen. I went and grabbed like 7 gallons of water and just dumped it and tried to make sure, like, please do something. So that was cool. It was super fun. Oh boy, I was thinking about going on a bike ride. Last time on a bike ride down the cliffs, I cheese grated my face. So need to make sure not to do that. My ankle's in a severe amount of pain for no reason. For a couple of days, I stretched I pulled a muscle in my leg sleeping. Like, I remember just kind of moving positions, and it went like just and that hurt for a couple of days, and then literally the pain switched, and now my left ankle hurts a lot, and I don't know why. Oh, it's very painful, and I don't like it. So I've had an ice pack on this whole episode. Anyway, that was pretty fun. But no, I don't know where to get that little lady. Let me see. And then I wrote down Kill Tony, which is because I haven't watched the show since I went to Austin. I don't know. I just like lost this hope, so I need to get it back one of these days. Maybe we'll watch an episode. It's been a hot minute, but I would like to get my shot on there one day. So we'll see what happens. You know, it's been 2 weeks now that I've been excommunicated from ACC because I checked people's IDs at the doors because I'm a dork. I should not have done that. That was a bad idea. I don't work there. One of the IDs was a business card. I've been guard card certified, which is really funny. Like, I know what it's like to check an ID. It was an old man, though, and I just was like, just give me a piece of paper. I was trying to help. The door guy was on the stage. There was nothing I could do. Oh, man. And then we talked about that. We just made $60. Awesome. Oh, yeah, we got our notes from the original roast battle against Mitch. I am going up against Mitch again in about a month's time. 1 month, 3 days from now, at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles, Hollywood, California. So if you're able to make it, I would love to see you there. I don't know when tickets will be available, but as soon as they are, I'll throw them in the description. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Galactic Seabass channel. My name is Sebastian. Oh, I didn't answer your question about Fear and Loathing. I love that movie. My computer died and I forgot about the questions. So it's a crazy film. Yeah, every time I drive out there, I think about, yeah, we were halfway through the bar still when the jokes kicked in. Just think about, I bring a fly swatter every time I go out just to mess with people. Bring a bucket hat, yellow glasses, and a fly swatter and a Hawaiian shirt. And yeah, there's nothing like tripping on the strip, dude. That's an ordeal in and of itself. So, shots out. I wish I could read more questions. Unfortunately, the computer is just glitching right now. So that's going to do it for us here today at the Galactic Seabass Podcast. My name is Sebastian, your host forever, now, and always. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. If you liked it, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you don't already. We're almost at 5,100 subscribers. Rock and roll. There's lots of videos to go watch. Go check them out. Plan on making some stuff here in the near future. Got some skits. We got some recaps. Got some other stuff in the works. Anyway, just stay tuned. You'll find out. I got the Patreon. Please subscribe to my Patreon. It's $2 a month. Gains you access to all exclusive content. What else we got going on? Yeah, Comedy Store March 26th. We got Quantum Brewery on March 1st. Going up to Mic Drop tonight for a little open mic. So wish me luck. Bang, boom, pow. Do you know why they say break a leg? Because you're trying to get cast. It blew my mind when I heard it. I hope it blew yours too. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. My name is Sebastian. They call me Seabass, and this is the Galactic Seabass channel. This was Galactic Seabass Podcast 41, and I appreciate you being here. Stay tuned for the next one, where we hopefully actually do it on a Thursday, and we'll most likely have a guest. Because it's episode 42.0, baby. Rock and roll. Appreciate you being here. And I just care about you very much. I hope you have a great rest of your life. And hope to see you again next week. Thanks for tuning in. This was the Galactic Seabass Podcast. My name's Sebastian. They call me Seabass. And I only have one thing to say. End transmission. Thanks for tuning in. Rock and roll. Love you guys too. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.